Are Droppp Nft Funko done? Well, I'm pretty bummed out today. If you're a Funko NFT fan like I am, you might be bummed about this news as well.
I don't think you're a fan of Funko NFTs.
Why am I not a fan?
I think you're more on the hoe side because you hoe yourself out for the NFT pops.
We've received an anonymous email from a source that we do not know, and the messaging was very interesting. And to confirm this very strange messaging, we reached out to some very reliable sources. Before we get there, we want to let you know that Night of Mischief tickets are up on MISCHIEFtoys.com. It's going to be the biggest party ever. It's going to be the biggest party of NYCC, that's for sure. The exclusives are amazing, and we're going to have some firsts there. I can't tell you what they are, but there's some really crazy shit. So go over to MISCHIEFtoys.com right now, buy your tickets if you're going to NYCC. If you're not attending NYCC, you can buy the tickets and still attend the Night of Mischief show because it's not taking place at the convention center.
Super limited edition exclusives. We're gonna have giveaways of prototypes and artist proof, special guests. We are going to have a fucking blast. So make sure you're there. There are not very many tickets left.
Go over to MISCHIEFtoys.com right now and buy yours before they're gone. So you're probably wondering, why was the cover photo alluding to NFT Funko Pops being dead?
It's because Funko killed Droppp!
What?
Some crazy things happened.
Here is the email that we received anonymously. Please keep your source anonymous. That's the anonymous part.
Well, I have to because the source is anonymous.
The digital program and Droppp at Funko is dead. They have laid off or pulled the artists off digital, and I hear they laid off the Droppp team. The community should know. Thanks. So then I started asking different questions to find out a little bit more. I asked them, will there be more drops, or is there going to be like a final drop? Like, how's this going to work? There are no more drops scheduled, and you can see they removed the links to drop on the homepage. This was really groundbreaking news. I didn't expect this. It kind of came at random very early in the morning. But then we decided, why don't we go and reach out to a lot of our reliable sources?
Okay, why are you saying we? Because it was me. I told Chris, let's not talk about this until we reach out to some people to confirm this news. I could make an anonymous email and I can tell you whatever the fuck I want. And it would be crazy if someone believed it and posted it all over the internet without knowing if it's true or not.
What's interesting is that over the last however many months, there haven't been that many drops. It seemed to have literally dropped off the face of the earth. However, when Heather and I went to SDCC, we attended a digital collectible event. Funko Droppp happened to be there, and the guys were fantastic. We talked to them for a little bit. So this news kind of came as a shocker, because while we were sitting there in that room, it seemed like there was a bright, stable future for all of this.
Yeah.
And out of the blue, there's no more future for any of this.
Allegedly.
I think Funko realized that this whole digital thing was too convoluted for the fan base. Also, a lot of these drops were no longer selling out. I bet you they weren't making the right amount of money that they needed to make for digital Funko Pop, so they decided to drop it altogether. And now they have moved on to LE, limited edition. And limited edition has proven to be super popular, i.e. the Goku over on fucking Whatnot, which is a complete catastrophe.
Okay, let's be real. Literally no one would be talking about that had they just dropped it like a normal LE drop, and then people complain that first day, oh, I didn't get it. Okay, too bad, so sad, I'll get the next one.
Well, you can say whatever you want. People are continuing to talk about it, and now memes are being made like this one. But today, the Spider Cat thing went up and sold out instantly. It was gone like within a minute.
I don't know how many people from the Droppp team were laid off, but the heavy hitters from Droppp were laid off. I don't know if Patrick is still there or not.
Oh no.
I've not received confirmation, but the big guys at Droppp are gone.
Oh my god. And you know what's funny, because they've recently made up that whole arcade thing where it had become sort of a game. It felt like that Droppp was off doing something really big. Instead, it fell apart totally.
Apparently there is a skeleton crew running it, but there is no future things planned.
Oh shit.
There's no future development planned. So development means site updates. So this could mean that it's done, or it could mean that drops could occur, but there's no future plans to upgrade the website. So as of right now, what we know is like the majority, if not all, of Droppp was laid off by Funko. Droppp and Funko were like partnered, like Funko sort of owned Droppp, but like sort of didn't.
Yeah, because
like, I never understood that
Droppp could do its own thing sometimes.
Yeah, so it was like they could do their own thing, but within Funko parameters.
Yes, especially not working with us because Funko wouldn't allow it, Droppp wouldn't allow it, and they couldn't work with us as the shitty influencers that we are. And I can't say that I blame them. Had you worked with us, maybe this wouldn't have happened.
Had you worked with us, maybe people would understand that convoluted NFT program.
Look, I did try to make a video where we were teaching people, and it helped a lot of people, by the way.
It did, but it wasn't widely shared by Droppp, and I cannot tell you how many of those, "Oh, I like that pup, how do I get it?" comments we read over the years.
We're just joking. If Funko and Droppp worked with us, they would have been dead a long time ago.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have spent all of our money on NFT Funko Pops. You single-handedly kept them going.
The NFT community seemed to be pretty big. There was a lot of people involved in it. Our friend What's Poppin' Craze was super heavy into it.
Yeah, and he always posts his hauls, which are like taller than he is, I think.
Are you trying to say small?
No, I'm saying his hauls are huge.
His hogs?
Hauls.
Oh.
H-A-U-L.
God, this thing went off the rails. The whole NFT thing seemed to have been blowing up recently because they did like a Marvel drop. Disney was in there. It seemed like the NFT thing was kind of growing and getting bigger. More licensors were involved. But we did notice that a lot of the stuff was not selling out. So it makes a lot of sense to me now, looking back hindsight, that this is happening right now. Funko must not have been making a whole lot of money off of it, or it was too expensive to keep up.
It's probably really expensive to do all the techie stuff, like to hire the people that know how to do that with like the blockchain and everything else. On top of it, they have like their own marketplace, which I'm sure is not cheap to run. And additionally, they were burning a ton of packs, so they're not making the quantities of Funko Pops because there's less Pops being redeemed, which in turn, as we know and we've talked about so many times before, if you go to Costco and you buy the lifetime supply of paper towels, each individual roll is going to cost you a fraction of what if you went and just purchased one roll of paper towels. They're producing so many less of those pops than they anticipated, which I'm sure shoots the price up per unit. And not only that, but people were up in arms because pops weren't being delivered in time. Well, it turns out Droppp would have to give updates and say, hey, these pops arrived with a lot of damage. Now we have to wait for replacements.
Box damage was a huge problem, and that's something that we covered right here on this channel a lot. Because people would receive a damaged Funko Pop, they would complain, and that would mean Droppp would have to spend more money to send them a new box. They were receiving like all the Funko Pops to ship out to people from the manufacturer, and they would have a bunch of damaged Funko Pops.
You'd think that they would have learned after like 1 or 2 times of this happening that they'd say, why don't we pay a couple extra bucks, get like 200 replacement boxes per figure just in case there's damage. That way we keep our customers happy and ship everything out on time and we don't have to wait for replacements to come back. I'm curious if they had to pay to get the replacements shipped to them even though they got damaged in transit. I don't know how that works.
All of this combined made it an uphill battle for the Funko Droppp thing. So maybe it wasn't as profitable for them, so they decided to drop, no pun intended. But I would imagine that Funko is doing a huge change up anyway, considering they have a new CEO with a new mindset on how things should be done. They're probably going to revamp Funko in all sorts of ways.
Speaking of the new CEO, do you think that this could have been a move done by him to cut costs because he, as a collector, was seeing the flaws in the program?
Absolutely. I guarantee you it has something to do with him or the former Cynthia.
Do you think he considered making the drops less? Because they burned so many cards. Don't you think that the first plan of action would be to like drop the numbers first?
No, I think they decided that it was too expensive to uphold the system. It was too techy for them. They probably just want to go back to making toys. The Funko NFT thing sprouted when NFTs were at a height. Things are not at a height anymore. So people don't give a shit about these digital things. And if people don't give a shit about the digital things, Funko's like, well, screw that. Just get rid of all that. Let's just stick to limited edition. That's probably how that whole conversation went in a boardroom meeting.
Probably, and honestly, it is smart because so many people would comment, well, how do I get this? How do I do this? How do I get an NFT? Is this a real pop or is it a picture of a pop on my computer? They could make money without having all of the confusion and a team behind confusion.
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying that the partnership between Droppp and Funko was a bad thing or is a bad thing, depending on what the actual news is. It's so much easier to just make a toy, sell the toy, instead of having to like hire people to do this tech stuff and to explain to people how to do it. and
You're
to sell
forgetting
your
the most
customers
important
on this.
and most expensive part of this.
What's that?
The animation of those cards. That has to be super expensive. Across the board, as we're sitting here talking about it, no wonder it's gone. It's gone because NFTs aren't that popular. People didn't even give a shit about this. They were only after them because of the Funko Pops that were involved. So Funko basically said, we're going to start this limited edition thing. We're going to kick that off, see how it goes. And now they're just going with that instead. Good job, Funko, because you made a good decision.
Let's not say it's gone. It seems like it is. But what if it's some weird diabolical thing where Funko's like, well, you know what? We don't need Droppp anymore because we learned over the years how to do this. So now they're internally having people run the whole
I just
thing.
don't think it's that simple.
I don't think it is either.
No.
You know what makes me sad though? We're sitting back and saying, okay, this is a good business move for Funko. I can only think about how upset the people who were let go feel.
Well, absolutely.
Like, that makes me feel so upset because I know how proud they were of this project, and they were also really proud that like Funko picked them up.
Well, I mean, if you're just switching gears like that, yeah. So Funko is making a decision that is better for their business. The aspect of people losing their jobs is absolutely horrible. And what's unfortunate about it is that it all has to do with poor mistakes that Funko has made. So Funko made a lot of poor decisions. And so now here's how we end up here. No one could have ever guessed how this was going to go.
No.
It has always been a questionable thing from the very beginning. Do people actually want to collect digital collectibles? The answer to that is no.
At least not Funko collectors.
There's a very small amount of people that I know. And by the way, if you looked at the panel that we attended for digital, there weren't that many people in that room. And if it were popular, it would have been full and it would have been in a larger hall, but it wasn't. And that's because the popularity isn't there. But it is unfortunate for the people who did lose their jobs. I'm hoping instead of being laid off, maybe they moved on to a different position within Funko.
We might see Droppp as Droppp disassociated from Funko in the future, because from what I understand, I think they're like separate, but they were together.
I don't know, maybe you know, let us know in the comment section down below. But we do feel for those who were laid off in all this, because that does suck. However, on the other side of the coin, Funko seems to be making moves that make sense for the business. We would like to see Funko do better, because we do love their collectibles.
Unless they keep giving exclusives to Event.
That is a whole other conversation, and it doesn't seem like that's getting any better. So Funko, when I'm sitting here praising you, there is another side, and that's where I'm telling you that this is fucking dumb what's happening over on Whatnot and Event. Horrible. Get out of that, because you're only making people upset and angry. We will talk more about that because I found a little bit more intel.
And we will discuss this Droppp topic further as more news comes out. If there is more news that comes out, for all we know, maybe, I don't know, it seems like it's done.
Sorry that we always have to be the Grim Reaper and bring bad news. I do like to infuse a little bit of humor in what we do to make a hard time a little bit more positive, because that's how I deal with it in my personal life. That's how we deal with it here on the channel. So for those who were affected, we're so sorry to hear about it, and we are here for you. If you feel like the Gastlecast can help you in any way, former Droppp and Funko employees, please reach out to us directly on Gmail, gastlecast@gmail.com. We will reply, we will help you right here on this channel in hopes that another company will hear all about you. We've helped people in the past. We could do it again. Let us know what you think about all this and more in the comment section down below. In every video, we like to shout out to some of our patrons from Patreon. In this video, we'd like to shout out to Dr. Applesauce, Brandon Staton, Betty Orzon Wednesday, Greg Malley, Nelson Shaner, Amy Richmond, Denver Bow, Adam Rubin, Veronica Knotts, Devontae McFarland, Star Rosas, Marchitect, Dave Adler, Adam and James from Shadow Force Collectibles, and Nick Mastramico. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. We appreciate all of our patrons. You guys rock so hard. Make sure you check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Gastlecast, where we hang out every single month via Google Meet and show you upcoming Mischief Toys things. We do giveaways and we hang out, and it's a blast. This upcoming call, we're going to show you the brand new figure coming for day one of NYCC from Mischief Toys. It is a banger. You're not going to want to miss it. You guys will be the very first to see it. And the giveaways that we have to offer this time are stellar. Check it out at patreon.com/Gastlecast. Sign up today and support our channel. We would greatly appreciate it. Hit the like button, subscribe button, and the little bell. That way you'll know anytime we go live or post brand new content. You don't want to miss our new content. We have a blast here. Come back and hang out with us live every Sunday between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern. All right, that's all we've got for you in this one. We appreciate you. We love you. Have a great weekend. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.